What is going on, people? Salamualaykum. Welcome back. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you 26 tips that I would share with my 18-year-old self. Why? Because today, alhamdulillah, I have turned 26 years old. 26 years young, should we say? Because now now you start going not old but young. After 25, I think so. So I wrote a list and I'm going to be going through it in this episode, so make sure you stick around for all the beauty that I'm about to share. I'm truly grateful for where I am today, to do this for a full-time job and be working with people to help them achieve their dreams. If you are someone that's watched my recent video, I just want to say thank you to all the support and love I've received on Instagram. It has truly been heartwarming to read all your comments, especially for all my students. You guys, you mean so much to me. Thank you for choosing me to be able to guide you through your journey. Now, before we begin, as you already know, we're going to do what we always do. So take a deep breath in with me right now, and a deep breath out. Okay, so the first thing I want to share with you guys, the first tip that I would share is asking for help. You see, this is probably one of my greatest challenges. Asking for help. It was crazy because I'm literally here for a person, right? I'm here to help people ask for help and receive help. Like, I'm literally here to guide people. And yet one of my greatest struggles was asking for help. So if you're watching this and you're at a stage where you feel stuck, you feel like, you don't know what to do next, you feel like you're in pain, you want to end your life, whatever it is, ask for help. You see, you'd be surprised how many people are out there that are willing to help you. You'd be surprised. Like, I wish, like, guys don't understand. I was a lone wolf. I was that guy. I don't need no one because of the things that I've gone through. Trauma. We call that trauma, guys. Literally, because of the things I've gone through, I felt like I could trust and rely on nobody. But the truth is, I am where I am quickly. I got here quickly because of the fact that I could ask for help. So if you're watching this, that's the first thing I want to share with you, Minhaz. That, don't be afraid to ask for help. And number 2, make resistance your best friend. Guys, one thing I've learned is when it comes to change, even in the gym, for example, right? I use this because it's a perfect example. When you're in the gym and you're lifting weights, you want to build your muscles, right? What do? You have to add resistance to the bar, right? If you keep pushing the same weight and you don't add any resistance to it, what happens? You get good at it and you remain the same way. You remain exactly where you are. There will be no changes. That's okay for so many of us. But however, if you're someone that wants to make changes in your life, you have to add resistance to the bar. Now, this applies to your life. You have to go towards resistance. Now, of course, there's moments where you might resist something that is harmful for you. I'm not talking about those things. I'm talking about the things that excite you but scare you at the same time. Like, for example, relationships, right? You want to be loved in a certain way, but yet you're scared to ask for it from your partner. Now, this is where you need to go. I'm telling you, if you want for your dream relationship to come true, you have to have the courage to be able to have those difficult conversations. And that's something I literally did throughout my life. And if my 18-year-old self was watching this, I would literally remind them again and again that make resistance your best friend. Do not be one of those people that wait till you feel ready, because you will never be ready, Minhaz. You will never be ready. Okay? So, number 3, the ego hates change. Your mind will do whatever it can to keep you where you are, even if where you are is painful for you to be. Understand this. Truly understand this, because so many of us say we want, I wish I had this, you don't. Let's be honest. You think you do, right? You crave. The craving is more stronger than the result itself. So many of us wish we had something, but realize deeply that your mind will do whatever it can to keep you where you are. In fact, you have so much more to lose going after what you want. So the ego hates change. That's no wonder why it hates change, because you have to let go of everything that you've created around yourself. It's like taking a prisoner, telling him to leave the prison cell that he has created for himself for the real world. He might just want to stay in prison. That's safe, that's comfortable, that's predictable. So your ego will keep you there because that's safe. So when you find yourself getting caught up with trying to make a decision, and you're struggling to make a decision, and you're getting paralyzed by fear and resistance, it's serving you. That's keeping you safe. So don't think you're going to think your way there. You're not. I'm sorry. This is the truth. Okay? Every time you cry, your life will change. As a man, you see, so many women might be watching this and listening to this, and you're thinking, really? Like, I cry every weekend, fam. My life is the same. Okay, so this might not apply to everyone, but this is definitely applies to my fellas out there. All the men that are watching this right now. We can go years, and I'm sure I know women who've done the same. We can go years without crying. We can go years without crying. And sometimes the quickest way to heal is to cry. So our body holds on to pain since the moment we were conceived, guys. We literally have generational trauma that is buried within our bodies. So the moment you allow yourself to cry, what you are essentially doing is letting some of that pain go. And when you let some of that pain go, I'm telling you, your life changes. Why? Everything around us, all the relationships around us, the opportunities that we are drawn to that we can even see is simply a reflection of the energy that we carry within us. So if you wish to see the world differently, you must change the energy that's within the body first. You see, if you feel unsafe in your own body, you find the world unsafe. No matter where you go, you will never feel safe. No matter what you achieve, you will never be safe. You must find safety and peace from where you are. Only then can you find it for wherever you go. So that's why you must cry. Cry it out. Whenever you're going to, the brighter the light, the darker the shadow. I should have put that in there. The brighter the light, the darker the shadow. The more you go towards what you want, the brighter your shadow gets. Meaning the bigger the shadow gets. Meaning the more healing that you would need to do. Meaning the more fears and resistance that will show up within the body. And what do? You let it out. You let it out. So if you haven't watched many of my videos, and this is the first time you're watching my videos, understand the first thing I tell you is you cannot hold stress and pain within the body. If you suppress that, and you suppress that energy within the body, you will suffer. You will suffer. Okay, so number 5, everyone is a mirror. Everyone in your life will mirror you back at you. Everything you love and hate about other people is literally a reflection of what you love and hate about yourself. The people that come into your life will show you where the work is. Whatever triggers you about others is of something to do with yourself. So what you see in others is because you hold within yourself. It's like that overweight person that keeps judging other women or men for being overweight. Deep down, because they suffer with the same insecurity. It's as simple as that. They haven't healed their relationship with their own insecurity. That's why when they see someone who's struggling with the same insecurity, they don't mind shaming that person for it. Because they shame themselves for it. So it's very easy to understand how your relationship is with yourself by looking at how your relationship is with people. Even difficult people. The people that you hate. There's a lot to learn there. So, number 6, what you love and hate about others, you love and hate about yourself. We literally just said this. But this is so important, especially when you get into relationships. You're going to have to see what it is that you love and hate about the people that you are drawing into your life. Because when you look at these people, I'm telling you, you can understand there's an energy, there's a part of you that needs that kind of person in your life to mirror you back at you so you can find that healing that needs to take place within you so you can manifest a different reality, different outcome, a different person into your life. Happiness, number 7, happiness isn't external. You might have to learn that the hard way. This took me years to learn. And I know when I was younger, I heard everyone saying that. Oh, it's an inner game, it's an inner game. And everyone agrees to it. But how many of you really understand it? This is why I wrote, you might have to learn this the hard way. You might have to be that person that goes and achieves everything only to realize, oh, now I get it. Now I get it. This is what they meant. So many of us are going to have to learn that the hard way. I did. I still do. I have to achieve it all to realize, Minhaz, when is this chase going to end? When is the hustle going to end? When are you going to be enough? When are you going to be enough? It's like the whole self-love thing, right? I'm still loving myself. When do you ever reach a point where you finally have loved yourself? What if you never will? What if the only way to get there is to realize I need to drop this whole idea of even trying to love myself? That's a deep one. Deep that for a second. Let's move on. Number 8. It's not the treasure that will change your life, but who you become when you step into that cave. Wow. It's not the treasure that will change your life, but it's who you become the moment you step into that cave. You see, there's this quote that I always read on every single episode: "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek." That's true. It does. It's like when you get into a relationship, you think being with someone, having that love in your life is the treasure. But it's not. The moment you get into that relationship, you've stepped into that treasure. You've literally become the treasure. But what do most people do? They avoid the relationship because they do not want to get hurt. They avoid the cave because they're afraid of the dark. But they want the treasure. But they're not willing to step into the cave and feel that fear. You see, the crazy thing is you only realize this when you get into that cave, when you get into that relationship and it doesn't work out. You come out of it and you realize, whoa, I needed to go through that to get to where I am. If I look back and I take that away, I would not be where I am. Everything that I've gone through, all the moments where I wanted to end my life, I needed to go through that to get to this point. So if I go back to change that, I will not be here, guys. It's not the treasure that changes your life. It's who you become the moment you step into it. And it doesn't matter whether you find the treasure or not. You realize when you come out of it, it's who I became along the way. Again, so many of you might have to learn this the hard way, straight. Your anxiety, number 9, your anxiety is your superpower. This is probably something I wish I was told when I was in school. Because I know so many people that are suffering with social anxiety and anxiety on a day-to-day basis. So many people have suppressed the anxiety that they feel on a day-to-day basis through medication and all sorts. Like I'm telling you, with food, for the TV, with drugs, with all sorts. I know people that we live in a society that sells you products and ways of suppressing your emotions. They literally profit. The governments profit off of you for suppressing your superpower. So if you're someone who struggles with anxiety and emotions on a regular basis, you have the ability to feel more than others, right? Which is majority of the people if you think about it. But some people are not built that way. For example, those of you that are going to watch this, you're not logical. I probably don't have many people that are logical thinking here. I have more people that suffer with emotions that are watching these videos. So that's why I say every single one of you guys. This some of the advice that I'm going to be sharing with you here, it does not apply to every family member in your household. This is information that is made specifically for you. So if you're listening to this, it was meant for you. Each person is different. Each person has a different way of doing things, right? So your anxiety is your superpower. Like literally, my own social anxiety got me to a point where now I can feel my pain, heal my pain, and not just that, I can feel your pain, heal your pain. But when I was younger, I felt like this was anxiety. Why do I feel this way? I don't want to feel this way. This is anxiety. They said to me I shouldn't feel this way. When you feel this way, you're weak. You're weak. You're a little... Literally, that's how I was raised. You suffer when you don't get what you want, and you suffer when you do. Wow. Number 10. You suffer when you don't get what you want, and you suffer when you do. So many of you want to get into a relationship. So many of you want money, financial freedom. Do you know what else that comes with? That comes with problems, challenges, resistance. So many of you want the fit body, but you don't want to go to the gym to lift the heavy weight. This is when you realize you suffer when you don't, and you suffer when you do. Because either way, there's hard work. When you don't get what you want, the hard work becomes the regret, the pain that you feel on a day-to-day basis. When you get what you want, the pain you feel on a day-to-day basis to maintain it is just as intense. So the question is, what is you worth? What is in your life that's worth suffering for? Because I'll tell you one thing, suffering isn't actually a bad thing the way I say it, right? I'm not talking about suffering like you're getting tortured. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. No, I mean, what you're willing to go, work for. Like when I go to the gym, I'm willing to work for the body that I want. Alhamdulillah. I'm willing to put in the work. Some people ain't. That's okay. Maybe you need to find a different way to get into shape. Whereas for me, the gym is just, it's life. I need that. If anything, I need the process. It's not even about the results. So many of you guys don't want to go through the process, but you want the results. Especially when it comes to relationships and financial freedom. You're going to have to realize, even when you get what you want, you will suffer. But suffering isn't a bad thing. It creates change. One thing I want you to remember, when you do get what you want, yes, of course, you're going to be joyful, grateful, and you're going to feel all sorts of emotion, love, all these good feelings in your body. But understand one thing, guys. The work gets just as intense. When you meet a partner that is going to hold you accountable, the work gets just as intense. Telling you, yo, the work gets just as intense. So it's like so many people want a family, relationship, a job, dream job, financial freedom, all of this, but they don't understand that imagine I gave that all to you right now, like boom, you've got it. How long till you lose all of it? This is the real work. How long till you lose everything you've ever wanted and it's been given to you? Why? Because you don't have the power or the understanding or the ideas of how to maintain it. How to maintain what you're asking for. This is the real work, man. When it comes to manifestation, you're simply becoming, you're building who you need to be to even have it in the first place, and it will manifest because now you are prepared to receive it. It's as simple as that, yo. Number 11. 11. It's the 11, yo. It's not about becoming someone, but letting go of who you think you need to be. You see, the thing is, as you start achieving, as you start creating, going after your dreams, you start realizing as you go after everything you thought that was once impossible, you're only letting go of who you wasn't, right? Because everything you needed is already within you, meaning like the confidence, the charisma, the courage, everything exists within us. We were born with it all within us. It's just as we went through life, we just suppressed ourselves because of the trauma that we experienced and because of the stories we were told and because of we were told who we are and what we need to do and what life is like. All these stories, all these BS was given to us by our families, our governments, everything. The music we listen to, the movies we watch. So at the end of the day, as you start achieving the impossible, you make the impossible possible. You start realizing that you was always capable of doing the things that you've always wanted to do. It's just about unlocking that within you, really. Anyway, let's continue. Oh, you gotta love it when I'm in the flow. Alhamdulillah. Number 12, love your light and shadow the way you would want other people to. We need to kind of run through these quicker because, it's been a while. It's been 18 minutes already. Love your light and shadow the way you would want other people to. Understand that if you want someone to love you and accept you for who you are, you need to do this first. You need to do this first, darling. If you're waiting for that partner to come around and be like, hey, I love you for all the bad and the good in you. Do you even love all the good and bad in you? Do you? Do you really? Because if you don't, I'm telling you, you will attract a partner into your life that will make you feel the same. They'll judge you the way you judge yourself. They will hurt you the way you hurt yourself. And then you're about, why does he do this to me? Why does this do this to me? And when you dig deep, you realize, oh, it's because I do this to me. That's why I'm choosing this guy who does this to me. Because that's what feels familiar to me. Whereas that guy who compliments me and loves me for my shadows, I don't want that. I want what I'm familiar with, which is pain. Boom. We could go deep into this. By the way, I want you to send me a message. If you're listening to this, send me a message on Instagram that you want to know more about. Now, I'll make a whole podcast episode for you on this. But we actually cover all of this in my program, Quantum Leap. So if you're listening to this, we go through this, literally. Everything that we go through in the 6 weeks, it breaks all of these down. So this is simply me sharing with you what literally I've molded into a program that will teach you all these things. So let's continue. Money will never define, number 13, money will never define your worth, but you might have to learn this the hard way. Boy, I did. I'm telling you, we live in a society where every family is suffering one way or another financially. And most of the families that are broken, they are broken around money because of the lack of money, especially poverty, right? It really makes things worse in a family's house, in a household, especially between the mother and the father, the relationship. And then as the kids are witnessing this, it destroys you inside out. So we can easily, when we see our family suffering, we can easily become the person that we feel like, I need to be rich. Only then will I be happy and not suffer like my family did. And this is literally a loophole, right? Where you're just running non-stop in circles because you're chasing a happiness. And you're chasing a goal because money is a number. Numbers are infinite. So understand that you will never be enough. What you actually need to do is heal your heart. Heal yourself from the trauma that you experienced from witnessing your family that was suffering with the pain. And the only way you might have to learn is the hard way. That's why I wrote this here. So you might have to go towards money and realize that shit, no matter how much I achieve, it's never enough. No matter how much I grow close to it, I can never get what I want. Because if you did, it won't solve your problems. So you can't actually get what you want. Because you're not going to get what you want. This goes deep. We covered this in Quantum Leap Boss. It's not the Quantum Leap Boss. Because this is where I work with people when it comes to manifesting financial freedom, doing what you love. So if you want to know more about that, click the link down below and book a call with me. I'll be more than happy to work with you on that, or to see if you are fit for the program. We don't just take anyone, by the way. I'm going to be real with you. We're not going to take anyone. You have to specifically want the changes. You have to be ready. Okay? So, number 14. It's okay to make mistakes. So many of you are people, so you know how many people I know that don't make mistakes? And do you know how many mistakes I made to get to this point? Do you know? You don't know. Let me tell you. I've made so many mistakes that I've been, judged, shamed. Oh, you see, I told you it wasn't going to work. Minhaz, what are you doing? Like, you falling too hard in your face. You see, I know people. Who avoid mistakes. And I know one thing that they have in common. They don't do much. They don't do much. But I know, of course, there's alignment. So many spiritual people will be like, I want to be aligned before I take action. Remember when I told you would never be ready and the ego would do whatever it can to keep you where you are? Well, guess what? Your ego has hijacked the plane and you think you're waiting for the right time and alignment to come so you can move forward. The way I like to learn is jump in and I'll figure it out on the way there. Because why? It was never the treasure that was going to change my life. It's who I became along the way. So even if I fail, that's okay. That's okay. So when I have kids one day, inshallah, I want to teach them, look, it's never about the end. It's who you became the moment you even went there. You see, when you commit into a relationship, you don't think to yourself, I will only commit when I'm certain that this is going to be the one. No, you commit because that's who you are. That's who you wish to be. That's the kind of relationships you wish to manifest. So many people I know don't even want to commit into a relationship because they don't want to be hurt. So what do? They just tiptoe and they keep wondering why their partners are tiptoeing. You're tiptoeing. That's what they're tiptoeing. You're never going to get what you want. So you have to kind of like make the mistake. Be willing to make the mistakes. Be willing to fail to succeed. They don't work without the other. That's deep. Number 15, when you get stuck on making a decision, flip a coin and be willing to find out on the way there. We literally just said this. Flip a coin, make a decision, see which one. 1, 2, 3, 4, ip, dip, duke. The cat got the whatever. Out goes you. Do you know what I'm saying? You just pick a decision and go. Run with it. You will learn on the way there. But whereas that's only if you're getting paralyzed by fear. Whereas if you're like, nah, Minhaz, I don't want to pick that one though. Then pick the other one. Commit to it. Figure it out on the way there. It's okay to make mistakes, darling. No man has the answers. Only Allah does. Alhamdulillah. You see, some of you guys might not even be religious, right? But I'll tell you something here. If you're spiritual, I dare you to do this. I dare you to do this, Minhaz. If you're watching this, 18-year-old Minhaz, do this. Ask Allah if He's there. Ask Him, is He there? You might not even be a Muslim when you're watching this or listening to this. Ask Allah if He's there. Allah, are you there? Are you really there? Is Minhaz actually speaking any truth here? Are you there, Allah? Because if you are, guide me. Show me. Show me, and I swear to you, I will commit to you. Oh, when you heard that one, you probably were like, commit? Oh my God, I got commitment issues. I can't commit to that. I dare you though. If you think you're brave, I dare you to do this. I dare you. Ask Allah if He's there. But with your whole heart. Not just as a later. And then you forget 5 minutes later. Nah, fam. You commit to it. You say it like you mean it. And don't say it if you don't mean it. But I dare you, if you're brave enough and you see that as a challenge, I dare you. You see, no man has the answers. Only Allah does. As I was going through my journey, I realized no man can give you the answers that you're looking for. We are flawed. Every single human being runs on trauma. Every single human being runs on pain. Ultimately, guidance only comes from within. And the one thing that our society, our governments would love to do is disconnect you from the source. The source is Allah. Trust me, it's the one thing that I was scared of, yo. I was smoking, drinking, doing everything I shouldn't be doing. Chasing after girls, dating. Oh, astaghfirullah. Ya Allah, forgive me. That's what that means. If you're brave enough and you watch this, you listen to my words, I want you to ask Allah if He's there. You don't need to be a Muslim to do this, guys. Allah will guide those He chooses to guide. And Allah is simply, God is God. Right? So when I say Allah, I'm just saying God. God will guide those who He chooses, those who He loves. So if you're watching this, I'm telling you, there's a reason you're watching this. There's a reason you're listening to this. You are meant to be listening to this. Not many people listen to my podcast episodes and my videos. That's okay. But we're only looking for the 10, 15 people's lives I'm about to change. And understand, if you're listening to this, this is meant for you. This is meant for you. Alhamdulillah. So I want you to be brave and ask. If He's there, He will guide you, yo. He will guide you. I'm telling you, this is what I did. I saw a week's worth of dreams and it changed my life. That's enough said. Number 17, accept and love people for who they are and not who you want them to be. This is one of the biggest things, especially those of you that are healers, leaders, coaches, whatever you call yourself. Understand that when you start learning about these things, the first thing you want to do is change the people around you. This is the biggest mistake you can do, because first things first, because you're judging people. You're showing them what you don't like about them. You're judging people. Literally. What does that say? That says you judge yourself. So it's like essentially all you're really doing is suppressing yourself. You're only judging yourself, causing harm to yourself and the people around you. So the only way to truly accept and heal people around you is to accept and heal yourself. But the only way to do that is to love and accept the pain that you have gone through that has molded you into who you are today. Because who you are today is simply a reflection of who you needed to be to cope with the reality that was handed to you as a child. Give value and create a method to receive it, and you will create financial freedom in your life. You see, so many of us want financial freedom. Understand that you have to provide some form of value to receive value. Why? Because the energy of money is value. If you wish to receive more money in your life, create value for people. Help people, serve people, give. And then create a way to receive it, and only then can you actually create financial freedom in your life. I know a lot of people can give, but trust me, they're not ready to receive. I know people who can give till their cup is empty, so they hate the people they're giving it to. But then they don't even have a cup to collect it when other people want to give them back. If anything, when people want to give it back to them, they say, no, it's fine. I just do it because, I can like. But that's who you need. You needed to basically, as a child, sorry, I might have judged you there. You see, even I'm not perfect, guys. Even I'm not perfect. But understand that you had to be that way because you were forced to become that way. You, as a child, you might most likely had to abandon your own desires and needs to meet the wants and needs of your parents or your siblings. You had to become the mother. You had to forget about what you wanted. You had to simply give and give and give. Even when your cup was empty, give. You don't have a choice. This can destroy you from the inside out. So I understand why you are the way you are, but you have to want to change this. How? Seek for help. Seek for help. Okay, so let's quickly run through this. Number 19, your heart holds on to hurt and pain. You can heal it by feeling it. Literally, when you see, if I said anything that triggered you in this episode, understand that emotion, my head is itching. That emotion that comes up in your body can be healed by feeling it fully. You have to feel it fully. Literally. Why? Because as a child, when you experience that pain, your brain does two things. It suppresses it. To protect you, it buries it within the body. It registers it in the mind as a way of protecting you from that sort of pain ever again. So you tiptoe around that pain for the rest of your life. But the truth is, all you have to do is revisit the pain that you're carrying within the body and feel it, and it will heal it. Literally. The reason it's complicated is because your mind doesn't want you to go there. That's why. But this is why I say ask for help, because I'm telling you, there's people out here that are, educate like myself, who are willing to help you go through that process and make it much more quicker. Or you can do it yourself and take a couple of years. Either way, it works, right? But I guess it depends on what you want to do. Do you want to take a quantum leap? You know what I'm saying? Or do you want to just do it the regular way? Both works either way. When you heal the people around you, heal. Number 20, when you heal the people around you, heal. So you're learning about this. First thing you're probably doing right now is thinking about all the people in your life, like my mom, my dad, my siblings, my partner, my kids. They need to fix up. They need to heal. I know what I'm saying. Listen to me. Listen. Yeah. If you watch that show, The Dog Whisperer, I'm going to be making a specific video all on this because I'm sick and tired of all the parents I've heard talk about their kids, like their kids got the problems. Listen, who are you? Who are you? I need to stick it on you because you have a responsibility here. You should be the one leading by example. But do you even understand your own heart before you're trying to be like, I know, I've got my kids figured out? Have you figured out your own heart yet? Have you understood what you're running away from? Because until you do that, I'm telling you, don't look at anyone else. You can only lead by example. I can only get here because of the work that I've done on myself. Alhamdulillah, I've chosen a job that requires me to keep doing that. Because if I stop, everything stops. I'm not in integrity of myself, of who I am, what I stand for. One thing I know for certain is not my kids that I can point out and say, you need to fix this. No, I need to show up for them first. I need to do that first. If they're suffering with their emotions, I can't go to them and be like, speak about your emotions, when I don't even speak about my emotions. You must be the change you wish to see. Otherwise, don't go around telling anyone. You might find yourself telling everyone that you need to do this, you probably need to look in the mirror and say those things to yourself, truth be told. That's the only way you can help the people around you. If you're hearing this, you are that person that needs to do that. That's the only way to help others. Literally, I do this for work, guys. I get paid to help people. The only way I can actually help them, even though it's my job, is to make sure that I'm doing the work on myself too. Otherwise, none of this is going to work. Number 21. Let go of the ideas, movies specifically, of what a perfect relationship is and be willing to learn from those who study it. There's so many people out there that are so passionate about their own pain, right? For example, I went through a lot of pain when it comes to relationships, which led me to learning more about relationships. And I am one of those people that talks about relationships because I love it. I value it. So it's like, you have to understand something here. If you're watching Netflix and you're wondering, I don't know how I can get that kind of partner into my life, I'm so sorry to tell you, you are being conditioned and programmed for a false sense of reality in terms of what to expect from a relationship. Why? They profit off of your pain. They profit off of the fact that this is something unachievable. They profit off of these things. Social conditioning at its finest. A relationship that they show on movies, I'm telling you, is nothing like the reality. Nothing. I haven't seen a single movie that, well, I haven't, maybe if you have, that talks about two couples, a couple that gets together and heals their traumas together. Not a single movie. Mad. But that's the reality. That should be the reality, bro. One day, I might have to do that. I might just have to do that myself. Number 22. Your partner should choose you as much as you choose them. If you're with someone that does not choose you the way you choose them, you're with the wrong person. Now, of course, if you think, but how do I fix this? How do I make them choose me? You see, listen, you're trying to make someone who doesn't choose you. That itself should tell you something about you. You are going after someone that doesn't want you. That means the way you value yourself, the way you love yourself is limited. The kind of love you might have experienced as a child is you had to give more than you received. So you're used to that kind of pain. So that's why you're seeking that I can't get that word, but you're seeking for that same relationship that you've had as a child again and again and again. And you're wondering why you keep running on the same cycle. Because you still carry the pain within your body. It's as simple as that. You haven't healed the wounds within you that you've experienced as a child. That's why, therefore, you're going to constantly attract relationships into your life that will show you that there's pain there. So the only way for you to become attracted physically and emotionally to people who will choose you just as much as you would choose them is you have to do the healing first. You don't have to do the healing by just going to a shaman or a healer and be like sitting there and be like, okay, I need to stay single for the next 10 years for me to do the healing. No, you can do it with your current partner. You can have the conversation that you need to have with them about, I don't feel like you're choosing me. Oh my God, that will open up the pain that you're feeling in your heart and that will start the healing process already. It's crazy. We literally manifest all the opportunities in our life that we need to do the healing. Literally. Your life is already a manifestation of all the challenges that you need to become the best version of who you need to be. You just need to look around and see it for what they are. Number 23. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Needing someone is important and safe for you to ask for. This is something that I had to tell myself over and over and over again. You see, we live in a reality where, if you need someone, you're weak. But then I know spiritual people who be like, yeah, I don't need anyone. I don't want to be attached to people. Hold on, darling. When you were born, understand that you came out your mother's. Yeah, you came out that way. The attachment, what you had an attachment, literally a cord attached to your mother, physically. They cut that cord, right? Now imagine you needed your mother throughout your whole childhood, your father as your whole childhood to be alive, to stay alive, to survive, and to get to where you are. So when you say, I don't want to be attached, basically what you're really saying is, I'm scared to be attached to people, because if I get attached to people, I'm scared they're gonna leave me. I'm saying this to you because I used to say the same thing. I don't need anyone. I don't want to get attached to anyone. I don't even want to say I need you. I don't need you. I don't need no one. But if you wish to change this for yourself, understand that you need to start asking for what you need and what you want to get attached to, because it's okay to ask for what you need. But to do that, it might feel scary and uncomfortable for you. And the moment you even do it, the healing would already begin. So I could go deeper into this, and if you want to see more, drop a comment down below, send me a message to know more about this. How do I ask for what I need? Minhaz, I need help with this. This is what we go through in Quantum Leap. And I'm telling you, I can share this with you guys on here, but I don't want to make this any longer, but we'll move on. We're going to run through this real quick because I need to go. 24, no matter how much you achieve, it will never be enough. So find peace in where you are. Understand that you need to find peace with where you are. You will never find it wherever you're going. We live in a society that profits off of this. So for you to only find freedom, you must find it from where you are, not where you wish to be. Number 25, ask for what you want from your partner. Don't expect them to know. So many of us go through life thinking, you want the partner who would already know who you are, what you want. That's not how it works. You have to be able to tell them what you need. Even the perfect person, the perfect partner needs to know what you want and need. The reason some of us struggle to do this is because when we ask for what we wanted and needed as a child, we never got it. Right? So it's like now we're scared to ask. We would just expect them to know, but that's not how it works. You need to tell them. You need to tell them. And if you're not telling them and you're sitting there struggling, there's a reason. You're being challenged. You're hearing this for a reason. I want you to step into that. Number 26, last but not least. You are not here to save everyone, but yourself. That is the only way you can help anyone. After everything we've gone through, I just want you to understand, you are here for you. The only way where you can help those around you, you must shine so bright that your light just lights their dark up. That's the only way. You going around trying to fix everything around you, you basically saying that you are broken. When you can accept everyone and make love and accept them, make peace with who they are, you make love and accept yourself for who you are. That's the only way to truly heal yourself and heal those around you. I hope this inspired you guys. Happy birthday, Minhaz, if you're watching this, and understand that young Minhaz, old Minhaz, when you're watching this, my own kids one day, inshallah, if God wills. Guys, I'm 26. It's a blessing. I'm about to go out, meet Marmady. We're gonna go and eat. We're gonna go and enjoy my day. Oh, I'm excited. And thank you to everyone that is here for me. I appreciate every single one of you, especially you know who you are. And we're gonna leave it there for you guys. Salamualaikum, peace and love, and I'll see you guys soon. Boom.